everyone, it's Stephanie 1111 Witchy Babe. Welcome to my channel. So what we're doing today is a reading that won the poll on my Facebook page, 1111 Witchy Babe. I'm 1111 Witchy Babe everywhere, so it's pretty easy to find me on all the platforms. But if you go onto Facebook, you will see my page, and I did a poll there on what you guys wanted to see. And so what won was how other people see you. You know, how, your first impressions, how they perceive your personality, what they think about how you look, all that type of stuff is going to be in this reading. So this is going to be a reading just for fun. I thought it was a kind of interesting idea. And of course, as always, this is a general energy reading. It is not specifically for your energy, so only take the information that resonates and leave any information behind that doesn't. Anything that's upsetting or causes you to be anxious, I don't want to do that to you. So if that starts up for you, just know that reading's not for you and click out of it. Check out another reading. So welcome back, all of my subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I've had a big boom over the last couple of days. So thank you guys so much. If you haven't checked out your readings for February, make sure you check them out because I do have all signs up ready to go and posted. Also, I want to welcome all of my new subscribers. So just a little bit about myself. I am a intuitive tarot reader. I do not read traditionally. So if you are looking for a traditional type of reading, this is not going to be the channel for you, but I do hope you stick around and see what I have to offer. And I think that's about it. So before I jump on into the reading, I always want to let you guys know, take a look at that description box below because there's a lot of information down there for you, where to find me on other platforms. And I do have my Twitter and Instagram up running again, well, at least for Instagram again. But Twitter, I finally got one up. So make sure that you follow me at 1111 Witchy Babe, because I just post random things about astrology, messages that I get throughout the day. Intuitive messages and all kinds of whatever stupid jokes I think of during the day as well. So if you like my personality and content, then you're probably like my Twitter, Instagram as well. So make sure you check that out. I think that is about it, other than right now until Valentine's Day, I have a sale running in my shop for all love and relationship readings. So if you would like to book one of those readings, you can do that at 1111witchybabe.com. And now we're officially done with announcements. Let's dive on into this reading. So I will see you at your selection. Your timestamps are below, and they're also in the pinned comment. Hello, group one. Welcome to your reading. So this is going to be how other people see you, how they perceive you, what they think about you, personality, what you do, your first impressions, whatever. We're just going to be taking up a general energy that you give off and how other people perceive that. And so I do want to give you a reminder. This is a general energy reading. If anything comes out that makes you upset or anxious or anything like that, please leave that information behind. That is not what I'm trying to do today. This is a fun reading. So if it's upsetting or, anything that bothers you, just go ahead and leave it. And I want to just kind of put that disclaimer out because, people get touchy and feely when we're talking about how other people think and perceive you. And I don't want to put any thoughts into people's heads that aren't their reality, right? Okay, so let's dive on in. Let's take a look with my group one, the compass. Awesome. Okay, so the compass is all about knowing your direction, knowing where you're going, knowing what it takes to get there. I feel like people, they see you and they think no matter what happens to you, you are always going to take care of yourself. You're always going to be able to accomplish what it is that you're wanting to accomplish. You don't give up easy. There's always this this true north within you that no matter the obstacles, no matter being thrown off course, you're always going to come back to your center and be able to go forward. So you're definitely not people do not see you as a victim. They don't see you as somebody that just gives up. They see you as somebody that perseveres through all of that stuff because, nothing ever is, life is not linear. Life goes all over the place and there's ups and downs and all of different things that happen. And it just seems like you're somebody that's steady. No matter what's happening around you, you're steady, you know what direction you're going, and you really go after it with just this inner knowing that no matter what happens, you're going to be okay. And so people do see that off of you. Okay, let's see what else is going on here. So we have the Knight of Swords. So you might be an air sign. So that could be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. But also what I see here is that they see you as somebody that is very outspoken. You are somebody that will stand up for what's right. If you see an injustice going on, like if you see somebody being bullied, you see somebody, mistreating other people, you're gonna be the one that's gonna vocalize your opinion. Like you're not afraid to step up and say something about it. Like you're not gonna just kind of fall back into the shadows and be like, okay, well, that's not about me. Like, no, you're gonna make it about you because you feel like you can bring justice to the situation. The other thing with this card is that people might perceive you as being a little bit quick with your tongue in regards to like how you respond to them. Sometimes this energy can be like a little, what's the word, snarky, a little bit quick to lash out. It can be kind of a like, people that pop off real easily can kind of pick up this energy. So again, there's that reinstating this idea that you are definitely not the victim. Like this pal, my group 1, you are not the one to play with, because 1, you already know what you're doing, what direction you're going. And 2, if anybody wants to try you on it, you're going to be able to clap back real quick on them. So people perceive that, they see that about you. And I kind of I'm hearing like they know not to try you, that you're not the one. Okay, what else is going on here? In a leap of faith, take a risk, put your heart. Yeah, again, with this, you have this inner guidance and this inner compass that leads you to where you're supposed to be, and other people they see that. They might not know how they see it, but they're just like, damn, like this person always knows, like always is moving. They're always going forward with what they're doing. And you're somebody that might also take really big risks. And they might look like big risks to other people, but there's something that you've already, you've meditated on it, you've planned it, and you're taking the leap of faith. But to other people, it's like, oh, wow, like they're really just going out there. Like maybe you started your own channel. Maybe you started a business, and other people are like, wow, like I can't believe you would take that big of a risk of doing that. But they don't really realize that you've been heading towards this direction. Like you're not the type that just does stuff like out of just randomly, right? Like you plan things, but you move in silence. And so that's why other people don't realize, like, you've been planning and you've been, deciding what you're going to do, but you move in silence, so not everybody knows about it. So when you actually go and do it, it looks like you're just taking this big risk. So let's see. Another card. Nurture, Demeter. Okay, so you also give off this energy while you have a very free spirit and you have this, don't try me. You also are very loving and nurturing, and people can come to you whenever they need help, especially with that compass energy. Again, the first card to me is always going to be the most significant to come out. That's going to be the most significant energy surrounding you. And so because you are so certain of your direction and because you follow your soul so well, other people feel very comforted by that. So they can feel like they can come to you and be like, hey, I'm going through this awful situation and I don't know what to do, but I trust your opinion because I see how you live your life, and I want to know like what your perception of my situation is, because you have a really good perception on life. So you bring a lot of comfort to people. I feel like you're also somebody that's there to listen when others struggle. Like you're probably the friend people come to for that. Options. Okay. Not sure how that card's fitting in just yet, so I'm going to pull another one. Oh, I can see it now. Okay. So we have, I just feel like you're a balanced person. But the compass is about, it's not about balance, but you kind of need to hold a compass in a balanced manner in order to get it to, find a proper direction. But the same thing I'm getting with the scales and this, just, there's a sense of balance with you. You're just balanced, and you might not always feel that. Like, of course, we're not always, and it might not even be reality, to be quite honest. This could just be other people's perception. Maybe you are internally a mess and all over the place and not really knowing what's going on, but you have this faith in you that keeps you going, right? But you still might deal with some, stuff that pops up where you get scared, you get anxious, you're human. That's going to happen. But people just don't see that. So if you're trying to hide that from them, you hide it well. They don't see that anxious energy coming from you. They see strength, they see determination, and they see you being very fair and balanced. Okay, so I had the ego come out, but it came out reversed, and I'm gonna take it as such. So this is they don't really see you being fear again, it's like you're just a very strong person. They don't see you being fearful of situations and like letting your ego override things, so you're willing to take risks. Now, reminder guys, you know, we talk about ego stuff a lot, and I think at least when you're new into spirituality and kind of learning about different things, you might perceive ego as, oh, I'm the best, I'm the greatest, you know, somebody that's egotistical, right? But the ego itself is very cunning. It can build you up, but it also will tear you down, and can feed you information about how you can't do something, and you know you're not good enough, and this, that, and the other, out of fear, out of almost a sense of wanting to protect you. But it's not based on what your soul and your higher self is wanting. It's based on of more of a earthly thing, about, you know, fear of losing possessions, fear of other people's judgment. And so you just don't have that. Like, you don't give a fuck. Like, you don't care what other people think. You're not afraid to take risks. And you're not led by ego. You're led by your higher self. You're led by your inner compass. Okay, let's see. Let me get one more card, maybe two, and then we'll sign off. White Witch. So you might be into witchcraft. You might be into white witchcraft, or just any type of witchcraft. But you also could just be perceived as very spiritual. Again, that's going to be because people can see that you're led by your inner light. You're led by your soul. And we also have the owl there that's standing out to me. And that just stands out again to remind people, it's reminding me of just how smart you are, and intelligent, and focused. And I feel like you're just that, like, you're like that bitch, kind of like that's just kind of the energy. And I think a lot of you don't really necessarily feel this like to your core. Like, if like you'll what is the word I'm looking for? You're going to resonate with it, but at the same time I feel like there's going to be this sense of, but I don't really know if I'm like that, like good as she's saying, or whatever, or people really see me like that. Because again, I feel like there's just this underlying sensation of you really not believing in yourself as much as other people believe in you. But I'm here to tell you that other people don't see that. So again, if you're trying to hide that, you're doing a good job at it, and other people are not seeing that about you. They're seeing you as somebody that's fearless and willing to go after the things that you want in life. And overall, it's just very positive. There's really nothing negative here to say, other than you might be one that pops off a little bit too much. But I think a lot of the times when that's happening, the people deserve it, okay? So that's going to be your reading, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know, is this what you're like? Is this what you've heard from other people? Or is this how you see yourself? And also let me know what you would like to see in the future, because I do love to see your guys' ideas. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you did enjoy the reading, and I'll see you guys next time. Hello, group 2. So welcome to your reading. This is going to be how other people see you, how they perceive you, what they think about you, looks, personalities, whatever information wants to come out, I am going to go over with you. So reminder, this is a general energy reading. Please, as always, leave any information behind that's upsetting, causes anxiety, because it is not for you. That is not the purpose of this reading. This is a fun reading, so anything that's negative and you don't like, or doesn't apply to you, or doesn't help you in some way, just leave it behind, click out of the video, maybe select another pile. Okay, so group 2, let's dive on in and take a look what is going on here. How other people see you. Oh, interesting. The Nine of Winter. So we have the Nine of Winter is the Nine of Swords on a traditional deck, and it's going to be something that's very anxious. So, and they're anxious because of things that they've kind of let build up in their head and they haven't dealt with. It's usually not anxiety based on something that's legitimate, in regards to, not saying whatever you worry about is not legitimate, but it tends to be something that's built up in your head. So for instance, you know, you might be the type of person, if something goes wrong at your work, you're going to sit there all day and all night thinking about it. Like, oh my gosh, you know, I can't believe I did that. Or am I going to get in trouble? Am I going to get fired? And maybe it's like not even a big deal. Maybe it never even is not even a problem, but you'll spend all this time and energy building something up in your head. And then it's like, it wasn't a big deal, and you spent all that time and energy for nothing, right? And so I feel like people kind of, they see you and they see somebody that's more on the anxious side, somebody that you might have problems sleeping. I'm hearing that some of you talk about this, especially on your social media, so that's why this perception is coming out so strong, because you're willing to share like the reality, like you're willing to share like I'm not okay, and that's okay. We all have issues that we deal with. I feel like every single person, at least every single person I've met, and I've met a lot of people, has a history or is currently dealing with a mental illness. So I feel like you bring a lot of like normalcy to that. Maybe you like shit post about it or make jokes about it or post memes, but you try to bring it into more of like, it's okay to not be okay. And so I'm not really taking this as a negative, like people just see you walking around and think you're just some, nervous Nancy. I don't even like, that's such a weird phrase to come to my head. But they see you as somebody that's willing to own that, you have stuff that you're working on. And so that can be really inspirational for a lot of people. Like, I know it's pretty normal now for us to joke about our mental illnesses or what we're going through. But I mean, I'm turning 30 this year. And so I remember back in the day when going to therapy was looked down upon, and when making jokes about this stuff was just not happening. And like seeing the progression, like I always think back, like, man, if I was in my younger years now, knowing that so many other people were dealing with the same issues that I did, that had panic attacks, that other people were, having crazy cycling thoughts and all kinds of stuff, that I wouldn't have felt so alone. And so that's why I do see this as more of a positive thing than it being negative. So let's go on. Let's continue. How else do people perceive you and think about you? So I have this sun, and it's coming out reverse in my Witchwood deck. And I'm just going to make sure, but I'm pretty sure this is the same meaning. I should just take my, I was going to say, I'm going to take my intuitive message here. So again, this is kind of just touching base on and clarifying what I was saying earlier. The sun in reverse, it's not the traditional meaning in this deck, but I am seeing this as somebody that deals with depression, somebody that deals with, anxiety. And so this is something that other people, they can tell about you. And again, I get the feeling the reason why they can tell it is because you express it, and you try to make other people feel like they're normal, and it might not even be what you're actively doing, but that's what you are doing, is what I'm hearing. You're helping normalize. I'm not saying like you're normalizing being anxious or depressed, but you're making it so other people don't feel alone with what you share. Okay, how else do people perceive you? Callie. Wow, that's super powerful for Callie to come out. Endings and beginnings. I feel like they see you as something that's very oh my gosh. Me trying to like put cards in, but like looking through my phone to put them in instead of like looking at it for some reason is hard. Anyway, I feel like they see you as something that's very transformative. Somebody, you might have a lot of Scorpio energy, but you're very transformative. You're willing to, burn down things that do not work for you and rebuild. You're not somebody that's giving up. Yes, while they recognize that you have things that you are working on, just like everybody else, you are not somebody that's giving up. You're still fighting. You're still here. And so they see that. I feel like you are an inspiration for some people that you might not even know that are watching you, especially your social media, that are struggling as well. And it's like, as long as they're doing it, I can do it. So that's like a big deal, guys. Like, you never know, especially today with the amount of people you can reach online. You never know who you're helping, like who comes to your page to take a look and see what you're writing that helps them throughout their day, that helps them get out of bed. You never know who you touch by something that might be super simple to you, might mean the world to somebody else. It might land in their lap right at the right time. We are all connected, and it's like all the synchronicities and all of that stuff happen because we're all connected, because we're all helping each other out in ways that we can't see, in energetic ways. And so there's people that watched you and that have been watching you grow from the darkness and watching you, bloom, I feel. And so you are helping them with their own issues. Okay, let's see what else. Athena, knowledge. So people perceive you as being very intelligent. I just heard some of you are in Some of you are in school, studying. Some of you are studying psychology. Some of you are in your master's right now with that, master's doctorate. But they do see you as being very smart. And it's not even, it's the thing with what I'm getting right now is that it's not just that you're smart, because there's a lot of people that are smart, right? But it's that you're able to take information and you're able to translate it in a way that helps other people that maybe are not on the same intellectual wavelength as you. You're able to make things relatable. And again, I feel like that's we're kind of getting repetitive here, but going back to how you help other people without realizing it. I think this has a lot to do with your guys' social media, to be quite honest. Okay, let's see. What did I say? You are not the victim, right? What card came out? Victim, but in its light attribute, prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. You're not the victim at the end of the day, and you help other people with what they're going through. You help other people feel like they're normal, that there's not something wrong with them, right? Because it's like, at a point, when does all of this collective anxiety and depression and trauma become just a part of human life versus something's wrong, innately wrong with you and you need to be fixed, right? We have things that we have to work out. We have shadow aspects that we have to play out. And we all go through very traumatic and awful events. But there's nothing, whenever you turn it and you twist it into there's something wrong with me, it creates a lot of extra pain on top of whatever actually happened. And so it's like you are just this light that comes through that, yes, I might have this, but there's nothing wrong with me. I'm not faulty, I'm not a victim, and I can transform, I can transmute this into something that's so much better. All right, we're getting a little repetitive, so I'm gonna pick one more card, and if we don't get any further messages, I'll wrap it up. Yeah, we're getting repetitive, but the Six of Pentacles is you sharing information, knowledge, things that you've learned, your experiences. Maybe some of you are even very giving in regards to financial, if you have the ability to, or maybe you want to, especially when it comes to organizations that help others out with mental illnesses, or people, themselves that are going through things and needing financial help. You're going to be that type of person that's going to try to make something happen if you can. But the majority of what you can contribute to others is just being you, expressing your life, expressing how you perceive life, how you deal with your issues, your traumas, the things that you're going through, helps so many people. So if there was a message, even though I'm not doing advice or messages here, but I feel like the advice for you is that you just keep doing you, keep showing the vulnerable sides to you, because you're helping so many people and you don't even realize it. And I feel like for some of you, this is actually going to turn into something more substantial. I'm not sure how, but I feel like maybe there might be one of you that might be working on a book or going to be writing a book. Some of you might have some social media things that are going to start to kick off, and you're going to be getting offers to collab with other people to bring awareness to various situations and issues. So I feel like there's something that comes out of this besides just that being the type of person you are. I feel like there's something tangible that comes out of what you've shared so far and what you continue to share. So that's going to be your reading for group 2. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if this is, does this sound like you? Is this something that you resonate with? And let me know what you would like to see next. And I hope you guys have a great day whenever you find this reading, and I will see you next time. Hello, group 3. Welcome to your reading. So this is going to be how other people see you, how they perceive you, what they think about you, looks, personalities, whatever information wants to come out, I'm going to relay over to you. Reminder, this is a general energy reading and this is for fun. So I'm not here to make you feel anxious or sad or upset. If you feel any of those feelings with anything I say, please click out of the video, check out another pile, check out another video, whatever you need to do. And if you'd like to book a reading for your personal energy, you can do that at my website. Let's dive on in to group 3's reading. Athena, inner wisdom. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. So, two things immediately coming out. People see you as being very smart. They also see you as being very intuitive. You might be into spirituality, spiritual healing, tarot, astrology. So they're going to kind of see that and tie that in with how you might have some gifts. You might be clairvoyant. You might be psychic, whatever they think. But they feel like you have this guidance that maybe eludes them. But they also see that you're incredibly smart. So it's really intriguing. I feel like a lot of people around you, for some reason, are super not into spiritualism. Like they would be like, that's stupid. You can't prove that. Maybe you are, I'm getting some of you are students in like a science-based field, or you work in a science-based field where it's like people just, it's like, that's crazy talk, right? The stars don't direct our lives. But they see you being into this stuff, learning about it, and they're like, well, she's really smart, or he's really smart, why would he care or even think that's reality? So they kind of, it's this blend of being incredibly smart, incredibly like logical, but also having this totally other side of you that is more open to your intuition and to things that you can't prove, So let's see what else is coming out here. Okay, so I have to look up this definition of this one really quick. So we have the wolf in our Wenchwood deck. I don't have that memorized, but it's coming in reversed. Let's see. Where are you, the wolf? The wolf. Sorry, guys. There we are. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking that. That's interesting. Okay. So, I'm going to clarify this one. But I want to warn you guys, I might say something negative in a minute about how people perceive you. Yeah, damn, I got to be negative. Okay. And you know what? This isn't really... okay, let me just go into it. So the wolf reverse is going to show somebody that's not very loyal. Somebody that is kind of conniving, sneaky, just kind of the negative aspects of a wolf, if you can think of them. And it's being clarified with the devil. So there's this... And it might be because of the people that you're surrounded by, again, are super against kind of opening up their mind to perceive things in a different way. They might think that you're, you have your beliefs just because it's gets you attention or money. Maybe you're a tarot reader or do astrology on the side. And they think you're just doing it in order to gain something, recognition, money, whatever it is. I also feel like people that might not know you that well, they see you and they just feel like you're hiding something, like you're being deceptive somehow. That might be a lot of projection. People might just project their own shadows onto or things that they're hiding from themselves onto and think, oh, well, that person, I can tell there's something off with them. They're hiding something. That's not how they really are, right? And so I feel like there's just a sense of there's something else that people don't know about you. There's like a mystery there. And they think that it might be something negative, but they really aren't sure. But the flip side of that is that with all of this, there's a huge magnetic attraction towards you overall. Yes, people might be a little sketched out or think there's something off, but they want to get to know you anyway. Like they need to understand what's going on there, and there's a strong magnetic pull. You might have Pluto in the first, or Pluto conjunct the ascendant, I'm hearing. You just have that pull where people can maybe get obsessive about you. Again, maybe you have a lot of, I'm hearing like rumors started about you. So let's get some advice on that, because I don't like that. That's not fair, especially since you don't seem to be doing anything to cause that. Let's see. Any advice, or is that just kind of how it goes? Yeah, the advice kind of here, if you're resonating with that and we're like wondering like, how do I get people to stop doing that? Don't worry about them is basically what it is, and just take care of yourself. Worry about, this is what I'm hearing. They don't pay your bills. You don't need to worry about them. If they want to come pay your bills, then they can tell you who you are and what you do. But otherwise, they don't matter. All right, that's good. I'm glad we cleared that one up. All right, let's see. How else do people perceive you? How else do people see you? The moon. Yep. Again, so take note of intuitive messages. You are just, guys, seem like you're very intuitive. And I just think, again, that negativity, I really feel is stemming from people not comprehending that intuition, not comprehending being so tapped in to your higher self that you're able to do things and know things that they can't comprehend how you're doing it. So they think you must be, some of them, I'm actually just hearing some people think you worship the devil. Or you've like sold your soul, or you you practice dark witchcraft and things of that nature. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Probably you don't if you're on this channel. But yeah, this is some wild accusations I'm getting here. Let's just say I'm really glad from my this group that you guys are in this time frame and not back when the Salem trials or any of the various torturing of witches or people that they thought were witches back in the day, because I think you would be up for that. Somebody would be reporting you with this energy. But you know what? It's super powerful at the same time. You're literally, your intuition and your vibe scares people. So that should make you feel good. I don't know. Me, that makes me feel delicious. I love it when people are scared of me over stuff like that. It's fantastic. So own it. Don't be upset about it. Own it. Let them be mad. All right, let's get another card. We're getting a little repetitive, so one more card. Anything new? There we go. My cards are being hard to put together here, to shuffle. All right, strength. Yep, no matter what, at the end of the day, people do see you as being very strong and a powerful energy. So that's what happens. To be honest, when you have this kind of power in you, when you have inner guidance, and when you do things that other people don't understand, they're scared of you. People are scared of what they don't understand. And so you can either fall back and, not be you. You can be something that makes them more comfortable, or you can be like, fuck you guys, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And if you're scared, that's your own problem. And I'm hearing and seeing that you activate people so, your energy ignites them. You set off their awakenings. You set off their pushes into a higher consciousness, and that also is very uncomfortable. So some people, they might meet people and then there's a little spark, but I'm getting the image of this giant forest fire whenever you come in contact with somebody new. It just lights them completely up. So it's a very uncomfortable feeling for somebody that doesn't know what the hell's going on. So fuck them, but at the same time, try to be a little bit understanding that you're just of a different vibe, and not everybody can handle it, right? Okay, guys, that's going to be your reading. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know, does this sound like you? Do you resonate with it? And what you would like to see next in a pick a card reading. I hope you guys have a great day whenever this finds you, and I will see you next time. Hey, group 4. So this is going to be your guys' reading for how people see you, how they perceive you, what they think about you, looks, personality, whatever information needs to come out. I'm going to let you know. And before I get started, because some of the readings have been a mix of super positive information and some negative information, I always want to put the disclaimer out. This reading's for fun. This is supposed to make you feel good. This is not supposed to make you anxious or, upset or want to argue with me in the comments. So if you don't resonate with it, if it causes any negative emotions, please just click out of it right away and jump over to another selection, because it is a general energy reading and I'm not picking up on everybody that's watching. So it just might not be for you. If you'd like to book a personalized energy reading, you can do that at my website. But again, just, take the information that's for you and leave anything else that's behind, anything upsetting that's behind. So let's go ahead and dive on in, and I want to see what is going on with you guys. Oh, wow. So we have, I don't know how to pronounce this correctly. Midas? Is that Midas? Midas? Wisdom. So this is a little bit similar to the reading I just did. So that's going to be group 3. Right? Yeah, group 3. And I feel like you guys, one, give off the energy that you're very smart and that you kind of like, you know what's going on. So if you guys are kind of trying to decide between, no, just listen to 3 as well. I was gonna say if you were trying to decide between it, listen to 3, but just listen to 3 as well, because I just was told there's information in there for you. So you guys are very smart, you're very intelligent, you're very logical, but you also are very tapped into your intuition and into your higher power, your higher self, the universe. There's a lot of crown and third eye chakra activations happening for you, and those chakras are open. You're receiving a lot of information. So that's just a general message for you. But people just perceive you as being somebody that's very connected to the universe and connected to the earth as well, because it's not just a, oh, they're really into spirituality, but they don't know much else. Like, you're very smart. You know about a lot. I do feel like people, though, versus group 3, they see you as more eccentric, kind of out there, maybe hippie-ish. I feel like you have wild hair. You have very long hair, curly, big. Something about it is wild and different. Maybe you adorn it differently. Adorn. I've been using all these phrases that are so weird and not like me. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, you just kind of give that like moon goddess vibe is what I'm getting to other people. So that's what they're picking up on. Okay, let me grab another card here. Quiet time. So you might be you might be an introvert, somebody that's very quiet. I feel like I'm getting an image of somebody that really enjoys reading. I'm seeing somebody at the library, just very excited to be there and picking up some books. Just enjoying that alone time, enjoying being quiet. I don't feel like you have a lot of people that are around you frequently. Like, I'm not saying you don't have friends. I just don't feel like you have a lot of friends. Like, I feel like you prefer to keep your circle small, and you prefer to keep to yourself. Okay, so I have the Rat in reverse, and I don't have this deck memorized still after like 2 years. I'm looking it up. Okay. Oh, interesting. Let me clarify this, because this does not fit. Clarify the Rat, please. Oh my god. So I got books. That doesn't really clarify, but it does help clarify what I was saying about, I feel like you guys really like to read, or, if you don't like to read, then you might be really into art, really into just learning about different things. But the Rat is a warning. The Rat reversed is a warning. Let me... This is interesting. I think this is actually coming out for you guys unrelated to the reading. That's what I'm getting now, because I'm getting the image of these mountains coming. This mountain card came out reversed, and I wouldn't normally read it, but I'm trying to clarify this. And when this came out reversed, I saw the crumbling of a mountain. I feel like there could be something, so again, we're kind of stepping on the side here from this reading. There's somebody that needs to hear the message that there is change coming, and you're not going to be able to stand your ground, and it's best to just let it happen, let it fall apart. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I don't think it's going to be change that you're going to like. I think it's going to be change that you're going to want to fight to keep. You're going to want to stand your ground. But the harder you fight it, the harder it's going to be. So that's strange. I never had a secondary message come up that wasn't regarding the reading, but apparently at least one of you listening to this had to hear it. So they literally broke through this reading to give me this PSA for you guys, okay? All right, let's go back. If my guides will allow, can we go back to the original fun reading, which is how other people see you? Okay. Grab a tarot card here. There we go. Queen of Swords. So you might be you might be an air sign, so you could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but I feel like people, they see you as the Queen of Swords. They see you again as being very intelligent, and you are very like focused on what your goals are. But it's not like I feel like your goals in life aren't, they're not flashy. They're not these big things. Like, you're not trying to become some, you know, viral, what is the word? Influencer, or become the next, I don't know, like Bill Gates or something. Like, you're very smart, but you're not, I'm just getting the sense of somebody that works incredibly hard to maintain a quiet life and a peaceful life. Like, that's the goal. The goal isn't to have all the money or to have all the fame or to have all the attention. The goal is to be able to have a quiet life. And so you work very hard to have that. You might be somebody that's kind of not, you know, it's super into getting involved in relationships unless they are very like they serve you really well. Because the Queen of Swords is going to be like, hey, you know what? If you want to get together with me, then you need to show me what you have to offer, because I kind of can take care of myself. I'm focused on my work. I'm focused on, you know, what makes me happy. And if you're going to come into the picture, then you need to bring something. Otherwise, you can go. And so the Queen of Swords can be a little standoffish with that, because she doesn't need somebody else. And so that's the energy that you give off. Whether or not that's what you actually are like, or at least how you see yourself, is another story. But I feel like you know your worth, and you're not going to disturb your peace and your sense of like having, maybe there's a little control issues there, because I'm hearing sense of having control over your life because of somebody else that, you know, gets you in your feelings a little bit. Like, you're not one for feelings, I'm getting. So I'm getting this heavy air energy vibe from you guys. Maybe you have an air Venus or an air moon. You would rather really, you know, think about things logically and not make emotional decisions. And again, you have this very intuitive side. So maybe you're really not even logically thinking about things in reality. Maybe you're just focused 100% on your intuition and you follow it. Okay, so I want to get one more card here. Okay, here we go. So I have Companion coming out, and this is going to be loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. So you are people see you as being a good friend. They see you as being a good companion. I'm hearing you're a very good coworker or a good boss. They see you as somebody that they can go to. I feel like you're the person that people will go to and confide secrets in, because you'll keep your mouth shut about it. Like, you are not a gossiper. You're not going around, you know, putting people down or tearing your friends down or sharing their secrets. Like, people trust you to confide in. And they also trust your opinion, because again, they sense that you have this very strong connection with something that's bigger than them. And so they trust that about you. Okay. So that's going to be your reading, you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know, does this resonate with you? Again, I do apologize about that break there and that additional message that came through, but I hope, you know, if that message is for you, it does help. And yeah, so I hope you guys have a fantastic day whenever this reading finds you, and I will see you next time. Hello, Group 5. So this is going to be your reading of how other people see you, what they think about you, how they perceive you. So just a reminder, this is a general energy reading, and I do want to give the big disclaimer before I get started. This reading has been having, with the other piles, some very interesting information come out. Not all of it is positive. So if I say anything that makes you feel, you know, upset or anxious or anything like that, please click out of the video, maybe check out another selection or another video, because that is not what I want to do. I don't want to cause any negative emotions for you guys. And this is supposed to be fun. So, you know, if it doesn't resonate, leave it behind. And if you'd like to book a reading based off of your personal energy, you can do that at my website. But let's go ahead and dive on into Group 5 and let's see, how do people see you? Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. So If you go ahead and take a look at group 2, because the Nine of Swords actually came out for group 2 as well. So there's going to be information in that reading for you. Okay, so obviously you guys can see, you see all the sad faces. This doesn't look like a very positive card. The Nine of Swords is going to be somebody that has a lot of anxiety. You know, they're somebody that has a hard time sleeping a lot of the time. They will be, sometimes they're dealing with depression. So a lot of times with the Nine of Swords, all of this energy is created by an external situation that's then made worse inside of your head. So like the example I gave in the other reading was like, if something happens at work and then you're worrying about it and worrying about it, and like you know, you spend all day and all night obsessing over this issue, and then you find out it's not even a big deal. You know, you spent what, 20 hours flipping out about it, not sleeping, and then you go in and find out, oh no big deal, you're good. It's that type of personality. So it's not saying that you're walking around and being, you know, sad and grumpy and or anxious or high strung. It's just that people, you know, they are either reading that energy off of you without realizing it, or you are vocalizing it. And that's how it came up in the second group, that it was, you know, you sharing this information about your life and helping other people see that, you know, they're not alone. But let's see how it's playing out for you guys. You might get a totally different, well, I'm hoping you get a totally different message. Otherwise, it's super repetitive. So I'm going to be using a deck that I don't have all memorized, so I might have to take a pause in order to look up the meaning. Just FYI. Okay, so I have the Lady, and so she shows strength and dignity. That's really interesting. So we have this super anxious energy and, you know, being very sad and not being able to sleep well and just everything being overwhelming, pairing it with this elegance and grace and strength. So I feel like while people might recognize that you have things that you deal with, you have demons, you battle them well, because you battle them in the energy of the Lady. Like, you acknowledge what's happening to you. Maybe you share information about that on social media, but you also are just, you're like, you know what, but I'm still strong. I'm not a victim. I'm still capable of a lot of other things in life, even if I do have anxiety, even if I do have depression, even if I am bipolar. Like, you still are just exude grace and strength, and it's an inspiration to a lot of people. So just like group 2, again, check that out. It's this energy of, you have no idea how many people that you just being you help other people feel like they can just be them as well. Okay, let me grab another card here. Diana, focus, intention. There's an intensity to you. I'm picking that up. People, they see you and you just give this very intense, strong energy off, almost of like a warrior. And it's like, no matter how hard your brain might fight against you, no matter how hard life might try to throw you curveballs, you have such a focus and dedicated intentions of what you're wanting in this life, and how you want to achieve that and who you want to be, that it slices through all of that. It slices through all of those swords. It slices through that anxiety and that energy. It just cuts it through. So like, again, yes, people are aware that you aren't always okay. But at the same time, there's this huge inspiration, because you're not one of those people that's like faking it, acting like their life is perfect. You're able to show your shadow sides and how things aren't always perfect. And you're also able to show how no matter what happens to you, you keep pushing forward. You keep setting your intentions. You keep, you keep showing grace. I just keep hearing grace over and over again. So it's like, I feel like when good things happen to you, you really maybe like you just give so much thanks and like gratitude back to the universe, and people see that. I'm seeing people that I'm seeing somebody like watch your social media and they're like, wow, it's really hard to explain how I'm seeing this, because it's like a time lapse almost, but it's like, wow, I've been watching this person, I see what they've gone through, and look where they're at now. Like, look at the confidence they exude now, and the fact that they're willing to not act like their life is all perfect now too. You know, like we have these moments and we have these things that maybe we elevate ourselves in some way in life, a new job, a new relationship, a new child or something. And then some people will choose to kind of just put on an act that everything is perfect now. But you don't. You let people know like, okay, yes, while this is great, I'm still having a hard time sleeping at night. Or this is great, but I'm still dealing with, my PTSD symptoms. But you show other people that way that you can still live life and have a full and good life and good experiences while still having to battle this other part of you. And that gives people inspiration to keep going. It's almost like you show people how it does get better, and even if it will never be perfect, which I think a lot of times is where people will get their doubt, they start to feel like, well, it's just always going to be like this. How am I going to ever change this about myself? You're showing them like you might not be able to fully control this part of yourself or change this part of yourself, but you have other parts of yourself. You have other experiences. You're going to have good days. You're going to have, it can only rain for so long. So let's see what else. Just very inspirational. You carry yourself with a lot of grace. Yep, direction guardian. You choose your path. You don't get forced into a path. You choose it and you go after it. And that's another thing. People like, maybe you were somebody that had a lot of struggles and were kind of set up in life to fail. Maybe you were somebody that should have been a statistic. And you were like, no, like I'm choosing this path. I'm going to do this. And other people have seen that in you. So I just feel again, it's a very inspirational energy that you just inspire a lot of people. So you need to keep doing that. Keep being you. Okay. Since we're getting repetitive, I'm going to pull one more card. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. What about the past? Let me clarify this. Okay. That's a weird message. Okay. Sorry, guys, for that pause. I feel like another thing people pick up on you, and this is not going to be your average person. And if it is your average person, it's something that they don't, it's a subconscious kind of information pickup, but it's not something that they're able to understand. I feel like people, remember when I was talking about this sense of power and strength that I felt? I feel like there's this sense that you have a past life where you were a very powerful person. You were either just a powerful person when it comes to society, or you were powerful in regards to your spirituality and your practice. You might have been a high-level witch, a priestess. And there's still this, especially for those that are in your soul tribe and that, you have these soul connections that have been with you for a while. There's the immediate recognition of that on a either conscious or subconscious level. And again, that just brings the sense of this person knows what they're doing. Even if they don't feel like they know what they're doing, they know what they're doing because their soul is very powerful. It's very old. It's has learned a lot of lessons, and there's just this sense of respect that just innately comes for you from others. And so again, this could be conscious. It's not going to be very conscious for many people because not many people are really tapped into that part of themselves, of their soul data and who they've known. But for other people, that don't, or that do know that, this is going to be, your people that you've already probably talked to them about it because they feel like they're part of your soul tribe. And other people, it might come off as this, like, there's something about them that just seems, legit. Like, they take your word for things because you just have that sense of knowing, and that you've already done this, and that you've experienced this, and that you have a lot of inner power and inner strength in you. So that's going to be it, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know, does this resonate? Is this things that people have told you before? And let me know what you'd like to see in the next pick a card reading. I love to see your suggestions. This is a timeless reading, so I do hope whenever it finds you that you are having a great day, and I will see you next time. Hello, group 6. So this is going to be your guys' reading for how people see you, what they think about you, how they perceive you, whether it be your personality, looks, whatever needs to come out. I will let you know those messages. Since the other readings have been a mix of incredibly awesome information along with some negative things, I do want to give you this disclaimer that this is supposed to be a fun reading. This is supposed to make you feel good. It's not supposed to make you feel anxious. And if anything does create negative emotions for you, please click out of the video, check out another pile, check out a different video. That's not what I'm here today trying to do for y'all, okay? If you'd like to book a an energy reading for your energy, and not just this general energy reading, you can do that at my website. But let's dive on into your guys' group and see how people see you, perceive you, think about you. All right, so we have Beggar. Confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. Interesting. Okay. So I read all of that, but my immediate intuitive pull was people see you as somebody that's willing to stand up for a cause. I heard social justice warrior, and that term has a very kind of, at least in my opinion, negative connotation today. But I see this as doing that type of work in a pure way, like really wanting to stand up for other people's rights, really wanting to create balance within the collective. You know, I feel like you're the type of person that really is compassionate and really wants to help and wants to give and wants to serve. Some of you might be Virgos, I'm hearing. This is Virgo energy here. So that's the kind of energy that you give off. Other people see you as being a compassionate individual that wants to bring change on a mass scale is what I'm getting with that card. Let's see what else is coming out. I'm going to be using the never mind. I know what this card means. I was going to say I'm using a deck that I still don't have memorized after 2 years of owning it, but I have this one. So we have the Anchor, but it's in its reverse. I feel like you're somebody that's willing to change your mind. Like, you're not set in stone. You don't hear information and then, you know, new information surfaces and you're like, no. I feel like you're really willing to open up your mind and change it. You're willing to hear other people's perspectives. You're willing to, you're just not, it's like, it's not being stable, because I feel like that's negative, but it's like you're flexible. You're able to, you know, not everything has to go the way that you thought it did. And when change comes, you're willing to accept it. You're open to it. Again, when we go back to the kind of the social justice stuff, I feel like maybe you were somebody that was just always a compassionate person. And then when you were started to learn more and learn about, you know, history in a different way, I feel particularly, it kind of changed you where you were like, I don't just feel compassion for this. At this point, I feel like I need to do something. And you've changed your mind a lot about life, and your perception of life has changed, and about how people are treated, that has also changed within you. So let's see what else. You're just not stubborn, that's for sure. Wow, I had 2 cards come out. So I have, look, why can't I never pronounce her name out loud, but I can in my head? All right, guys, I'm not even going to try. We have Rian, and then we have, again, it's in my head, but it won't come out. Bright Future. Sorry. I wish I could just, you know, think instead of talk. That would be a lot easier if you guys could just read my thoughts instead of me having to record speaking. Okay, I'm blaming Mercury retrograde. Let's dive back into that, the shadow of it at least. So we have Bright Future and Sorceress. I feel like people, they do see that you have this spiritual connection. Some of them might, you know, you might hear that you give off a witchy vibe, or maybe a hippie, holistic type of vibe. Then I have Bright Future. I feel like people think that you're going places. Maybe some of you are very involved with your local politics, I'm hearing. Or maybe your school's politics, but people see you and they're like, this person's going somewhere. Like they know how to communicate concerns in a way that can bring the majority of people together. You're not divisive. You're not trying to like, you know, turn people against one another, which I feel like, you know, with the social justice warrior terminology, a lot of that has been linked to that kind of, you know, turning others against somebody else, or not listening to all the perspectives and things of that nature. And it's like, I feel like you're coming from a place of light. You're coming from a place of compassion, and you're coming from a place of wanting to help other people understand. And you see that that doesn't come by force necessarily, at least in your experience. And so you're trying to do it in a different way. You're trying to educate in different ways. And so people see that. I feel like you're able to change people's minds because of it, because people are more willing to listen to you when you're coming from that type of energetic space. Okay. So, and this is, I'm going to put this out here before the comment comes. I'm not saying that going about, social issues in a more aggressive way is wrong. I'm just saying for those that selected this, that's the perception other people have of them. I'm all about balance. So, all right, let's see. Traveler, move in a new direction again. So we're getting that energy of being able to change your mind, being able to change the direction when you need to. So we're getting repetitive. I'm hoping we have some more information in here other than this. Come on, how else do people perceive you and think about you? Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So you also are very, you're just nurturing. And I think we've already talked about that. Well, we talk about compassionate, but you're nurturing. You give off the mom friend vibe or the dad friend vibe. You're able to, I'm hearing you actually have a very beautiful home, or you make a beautiful home. You're good at decorating. You're good at making people feel comfortable, making people feel secure, making people feel like they can be themselves around you. So people, they feel safe with you. They don't feel like you're going to, do something to them to hurt them, or you're going to, I'm trying to explain to you guys what I'm seeing and feeling. Like some other people, you might approach and you'll be like, all right, well, I can't really share this much with them, or, I don't know them that well, or I just don't get a good vibe off of sharing information with them. I feel like other people feel like they can share information with you, and you're not going to judge them. You're the person, okay, here's what I'm getting. You're the person, let's say you might have a friend that comes to you and be like, hey, is this something happened, I don't know if I was in the wrong, and this is what I did and said, what do you think about it? And then you're going to be like, okay, well, I can see why maybe you were in the wrong, but let me explain this to you in a way where it's not like you're a horrible person for saying or doing or thinking that. People feel like they can kind of show you their shadow aspects without you judging them. And you might also kind of fall in line, I don't even know why I said that. I said I believe in balance. It just kind of came out. Maybe you are also in that alignment of believing in balance and, understanding that people are kind of all where they're at on this spectrum of light and darkness. And it's, we have to kind of meet people where they are. We can't try to drag them to where we are. They're not going to understand. So you create a safe space for people that might not have a space where they can learn safely, or at least they don't feel like they can. They don't feel like they can ask those questions. So it's just a very comforting energy I get from you. And again, this is why I think a lot of people think you have a bright future, because if you're able to do that, then what can you do on a mass scale with the collective as a whole, especially if you go into a position of power, being in public office or in a corporation, climbing up very high. If you're able to bring that to a mass group of people, it could be really transformative. Okay, let's see. One more card, please. So we have child, eternal, determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit, ability to see things with fresh eyes. Again, you guys just can see things. You just have a very positive outlook and a very different perception of things, and you're able to offer different insight that other people never thought of. And I think you hear that a lot, wow, I never thought of it like that. I think that's probably a key phrase that because I keep hearing that in and out of the messages that are coming in, that I've never thought of it like that. That's your main thing for this group, is you're the people that think of things in different ways that others haven't. So you're super, all of the piles have had a lot of power and energy, but this to me has the most ability to change the collective for the better, to be quite honest, because if you can bring compassion in and you can change people's minds that other people don't even want to deal with, you're making huge changes for the collective as a whole when you're able to pull and meet people where they are and help them guide themselves over to a lighter energy. Like you can do so many different things with that. And you're the perfect person to be doing things like this because you're really coming from a place of love and light and compassion. Okay, so that's going to be your reading. Let me know what you think. Let me know if it resonates. Is this, have you heard those words? Have you heard, I've never thought of it that way a lot from other people. And what would you like to see in the future with my pick a card readings? I do hope whenever this reading finds you, you are having a great day, and I will see you next time. Oh, it's a little bit off balance. Hello, group 7. Almost done. So we are going to be checking out your guys' reading today, and this is going to be for how people see you, how they perceive you, what they think about you, if that's personality, looks, whatever messages are coming out, I am letting you guys know. And because of the other readings that we've already done, some information is awesome and some of it is a little negative, so I do want to put that out there. This reading is supposed to be fun. If anything makes you upset or anxious or causes any negative emotions for you, please leave the information behind, click out of the video, select another pile, select a different video, whatever, but I don't want you guys taking anything negative with you, because that's not what the point of this is for you today. So if you would like to book a personalized energy reading with me, you can do so at my website. Otherwise, let's dive on into this reading. Okay, practice. So what I'm getting from this card is that I feel like some of you are musically inclined. You play instruments, you sing. Some of you dance. Some of you are producers, work in the music industry, rap. And some of you are just super into music. Post a lot of music, post a lot, go to a lot of shows. And the other thing I'm getting from this is that some of you are very, like, earthy. Like, you're down to earth. You might wear a lot of earth tones, but you're very grounded. You're somebody that's also a hard worker. I'm getting a heavy Capricorn vibe here. But it's weird because it's almost like a Capricorn, Sun, Pisces, Moon, or a Capricorn with a lot of Neptune influences. I feel like there's this water that's present, because of this musical talent. I'm not saying that only people with water are musically talented, but it's just the way this information is coming in. It's like, yeah, there's just like this, you're very down to earth, you're very focused and determined individual, but you also have this like artistic side that's very prominent and what people actually notice more. Let's see what else is coming out. Oh, 2 cards came out with our goddess deck. So we have Undying Love and Start Delegating. Interesting. Okay. So Green Tar and Ocelot. Guys, just don't even. I already know. I say things wrong all the time, okay? My Mercury is in Taurus and it's in my 12th house, so just bear with me. I'm trying. I feel like people, again, I'm getting that strong earth energy vibe, being down to earth, but I also am feeling like you are kind of stubborn. Like you're so focused on doing a good job and working hard that you tend to like not want to like give control up and have people help you. But what I'm hearing is there's like a lot of people that want to help you. There's like, you have a lot of support. You might have fans, actually, is what I just heard. I heard fans. So maybe you are like a musician. There's just this, let me get another card. There's a sense of just like a lot of support around you. Or maybe people perceive you as being somebody that has a lot of support. Maybe you're somebody that, you post a lot of pictures, I'm getting like with your family or with your friends, and so people see you as somebody that has like all this support around them, but you don't take it. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so I'm using a deck that I don't have memorized. I'm looking up this card really quick because I don't know what it is, but it is the Door, so that to me is going to intuitively imply, walking through like a new beginning, an opening, But let me get the opportunities. Yeah, curiosity, action. So you're somebody that has, like, you'll take opportunities. You take them by the, I heard the bull by the horn. Maybe some of you are Taurus. Some of this is going to be people see you as somebody that gets a lot of opportunities. Again, I think I'm actually getting a little bit of a jealous vibe here, to be quite honest. I feel like you have people that are jealous of you because they really think like, man, this person has all these friends, they have this family, like, and their family looks healthy, and they just always get opportunities. Things are always opening up for them. I do get like, so some of you guys need to make sure you're, you know, wearing your evil eye, or making sure that you're putting up your little bubble of protection, because you definitely got some haters just because they think you are one way that you might not even be. You know, you might not see what they see. But the other aspect of this is I feel like people see you as somebody that's going to have a lot of opportunities, somebody that is very talented, therefore the door should be opening for them, almost like it's a birthright for you because of your talent, because of your work ethic, because you have, I'm going to tap into that undying love, because you have this like undying passion and drive and love towards what you're creating on a creative level, an artistic level. Like, you're bound for success. I just keep hearing birthright, birthright, birthright over and over. So there's just this something in you that screams, I am going to be opening up so many doors. Like, you just have no idea. So many different opportunities and paths. All right, let's get another card here. Can my card stop being crazy? Ace of Swords. A lot of air energy in this reading as a whole. Not in your guys's, but just all of the selections I'm noticing. Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords. So you're going to be somebody that's very honest. People see you as telling the truth. I'm tying it back in with whatever it is creative that you do. Maybe you write. Maybe it's the music, the lyrics that you write. I feel like they just... like, it stands out. It cuts through. It cuts through people. It gets to them. And not a negative way, but it's like you're the type of person that would be able to write a song that people are like, I felt that. Like, when they said that, I felt that. Like, that's the vibe that you give off. You're able to take art and make it very relatable to the average person. You're able to make art do what it's supposed to do, which is to make you feel something. Which, as I was saying, not the King of Cups came out. So yeah, you're very creative. And people see that, and a lot of them really, really admire you. Again, you guys have a lot of fans, whether you know it or not. And even if you don't have any artistic talent, there is just this energy about you that people... you're like a walking piece of art to them. So very positive, guys. Let me know what you think, because we're getting a little repetitive now, so I'm going to drop off on this reading. Let me know what you think. Let me know, is this, you know, things people have told you? Are you a musician? Are you into music or art in some form? And how does this apply to your life? And what type of readings you would like to see in the future? If you did like the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because that does help support the channel. And I will see you next time. I hope you guys have a great day. Hello, Group 8. We are at the end. I am very happy. Sorry. I am worn out, guys. It's been a while since I've done this big of a reading. So... let's go ahead. I want to give you guys some disclaimers. Now that I am at the end of this reading, we have had a mix of very positive and some negative information come out. So if anything you hear in this reading makes you feel negative emotions, makes you anxious or sad, please click out of the video, because that's not what I'm trying to do today. This is supposed to be fun and a little informative. So this is a general energy reading. It may not apply to you. So I always say that, but I want to put that out there, especially clear for this reading. And make sure that, I think that's it. Sorry, guys. I'm at the end, so I'm a little bit, my brain's a little scattered. But let me get focused in on your guys' reading. Let's go ahead and see for my Group 8, how people see you, how they perceive you, what they think about you. And we have Seer coming out. So there was a couple of selections in this that also had the same type of people can already sense that spiritual, intuitive, psychic energy off of you. I think it was my group. Which group? If my guides can let me know which group this group should also listen to, if any. But I think it's group 3. Yeah, group 3. Okay, so if you were drawn to group 3, you might want to check that out as well. Or if you have some extra time, you might want to check that out. But what I see here is that people get the sense that, again, you have this connection with something that's higher than you, something that's bigger than you. You have, you're very intuitive. People might think that you're psychic. People might think that you are into witchcraft. But besides that, the bigger thing about this is that people see you as being the type of person that will roll with the punches. Whatever life throws at you, you see beyond the current circumstance and you rise above. You don't let things, disturb your peace. Now, be that reality or not, if that's what's actually happening to you, this is at least the perception other people have of you. So remember that with this reading, that it's how other people see you. It's not necessarily how you might actually be. Okay, let's see what else. I'm going to be using the Wenchwood Oracles, and I don't have them memorized, so I might have to pull out my little cards that go over the definitions. Yeah, I do. So we have the snake in reverse. I am connecting that snake with Kundalini, so again, that's going to be somebody that is spiritual, but it is in reverse. So let's see. Rebirth, confidence, upheaval. Yeah, you're somebody that I feel like you're very confident, but it's the fact that Kundalini kept repeating in my head to me is going to show like this, like you're very confident in a sexual way as well. Like you're confident with your sexuality, you're confident with who you are, you're confident with how you look. At least that's the perception of other people. Again, you are, I feel like a lot of you guys, to be honest, it's like you don't take things super serious. And let me explain this. I think a lot of you guys have this perception about life being an experience, something that you're here for a short time experiencing, and it's not, when things go wrong, it's not the end of the world. How things are never the end of the world, and these are just cycles, and you're just experiencing them, and you're able to kind of remove yourself from the personalized, like attacked energy that a lot of us will get into when we get into our ego. Like you're able to separate yourself from that, see from a higher perspective, and just live through the cycles, have the experiences, living each moment as it is, as it presents, and not falling into maybe some of the worries or concerns that other people might have on situations, because you just are kind of able to rise above. Or again, at least that's the perception of it from others. And so it's almost like you're like, hey, I'm gonna do what I enjoy because this is an experience. I'm gonna wear this because guess what, it doesn't really matter in the end what other people think. I'm gonna go and sing karaoke and go dance on top of the bar because guess what, this is my life and my experience, and it doesn't matter how other people see it. So I know you are here listening to a video about how other people see me, but that doesn't mean you actually internalize how they see you. You're here for the ride. It's like that. You might be of that type that thinks, hey, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Like you want to experience life and have these moments and feel these different sensations that just remind you that you're here and that you're alive. And you're willing to take the good with the bad. Because you know what? I feel like a lot of you would rather feel something than feel nothing. A lot of you would rather be dealing with stuff than be bored. Boredom is not something you're into. Okay, let's see what else. Yeah, what was I talking about? We have Aphrodite coming out, and the inner goddess awakens the goddess within you through dance, self-care, appreciating your divinity, and she is a highly sexual goddess. Again, you just give off that energy, you give off that vibe that you're full of life and wanting to experience things, and you don't let things slow you down. That's how people see you. They just see you being very confident. I wouldn't be surprised if the Queen of Wands came out right now as I'm shuffling my tarot deck. That's the kind of vibe I get from you guys. The Queen of Wands, you know, she's that bitch. Wow, well, Queen of Wands didn't come out, but you know what did? The freaking Tower. And this is such, I love, this card comes out for me a lot whenever I'm like playing around and reading how other people see me. But the Tower is one of my favorite cards to come out to see when I'm looking to see how somebody sees me, because it's all about, you're somebody that changes people. You're somebody that makes them, you know, it's like explosive energy. You're the type of person people love or hate. And me in particular, my Gemini moon and rising ass loves that. I'm sorry, I really do. I love being on that extreme spectrum of either, oh my gosh, I love you, or I fucking hate you. And you're that type of person that, you know, people love you or they hate you, but more people love you. Honestly, you bring so much change into people's lives. You change their perspective. You might not even do anything, but you change them. I feel like a lot of people want to become more like you. And the reason why they want to become more like you is not because they're trying to copy you, but because they have confidence issues within themselves, and you show them how to be more confident with who you are. With who they are. I feel like some of you are body positive influencers, or you preach that a lot. Some of you might have not felt like this about yourself, and you had to really grow into your, you know, into who you are, and people watched you go through that, and it inspires them as well. But you are a transformative, explosive energy. You're incredibly attractive. A lot of people are very attracted to you, even if you don't think so. You know, if you don't think that you're traditionally attractive, it's your energy. It's, you know, you're magnetic. That's what it is. Like, they're drawn to you. It doesn't matter. Like, you're there, and you walk into a room and heads turn. And I'm sure you are attractive. You just probably don't think it, because that's, you know, the human brain. Who else needs to come out? Esther. We have New Beginnings. This is so. I haven't talked about this in any other readings, but I'm going to now. Members of the opposite sex, and this is really going to be geared towards my female viewers who are attracted to males. People see you, and or even if you're not, this could be strangers. I'm saying even if you're not attracted to males, this could be a strange male coming upon you. But we have this like very magnetic, explosive, attractive energy. A lot of people see you, and they like will imagine like having a family with you. I'm pausing because I'm trying to word this in a better way than the messages. Like, basically the message is like, people see you and they want to put a baby in you. Like, that's it. That's the message. So, they want to be linked to that energy. They want to create something with that energy. They feel like if you come into their life on that level, you will change them. And stepping away from just that message, overall, I feel like they feel like if they're connected to you, you can change them. You can help them change. So there's this strong connection to want to be connected to you. You guys might deal with a lot of like stalkers and things of that nature all across the board, not just romantic situations, but this is also going to hit friendships heavy too. This is going to be hitting those people that have, you know, a lot of insecurities within themselves. You're the type of person that come in and they're like, I want to become that person. And so they can be kind of a little bit of a, you know, wearing your skin type of issue. So let's go ahead and see. Is there any other messages coming out? Because we're getting repetitive now. Sorry, I almost dropped all the cards. Nope, it's just kind of getting repetitive. So, other than that, I do have another message here. I see that people think and perceive you of having a very bright future, but I also feel like they see you as somebody that can manifest whatever you want. And obviously not everybody's going to understand the manifestation, but they're like, okay, that's the type of person that's going to get what they want. Some of them, again, I getting the sense, come from a very salty, jealous space. Like, yeah, they get what they want because they're pretty, or yeah, they get what they want because of who their family is, or whatever it is. I don't know why that family one popped up, but maybe some of you have come from a well-known family in your area, or whatever. But I feel like people see you as somebody that has like good luck and can manifest and bring in what they want in their life. And again, some of it is negative in regards to people who are jealous, and some of it, most of it, is very positive. So my advice, even though I'm not doing advice again, is going to be to make sure that you have that, you know, whatever you identify with to help protect you from that negative, those negative vibes towards you, wearing the evil eye, keeping up, you know, protection of light, sending their negativity back to them, or transmuting it up, whatever way you want to do it. Make sure you're doing that, because you are on the stage of life. You are not, as Britney Spears says, like, you are the entertainer. You are not the audience, okay? And that's not what she said, but you know, guys, what I mean, right? All right, so that's going to be your reading. If you enjoyed the reading, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because that does help support the channel. I do hope you guys have a fantastic day whenever this reading finds you, and I will see you next time.